Today, we're looking at the Aegis Redeemer, a new multi-crew medium-sized gunship that's in 3.5.1. But before we get started, let's just take a look at it for a minute. All right, so the Aegis Dynamics Redeemer. It's going to be an upcoming multi-crew gunship, medium-sized, by the way. It's got 3 turrets. It's going to have an interchangeable room module, though that's not available in 3.15.1 yet. They're probably going to release that sometime down the road, but as you know, with Cloud Imperium, nothing's guaranteed. It's still in development. It was scheduled to be released in Alpha 3.15, but it's in 3.15.1. As all of you know, it's not available in 3.15 at the moment. And so it's a gunship. I mean, it's a nasty ship for its size. It's got 3 M5A laser cannons that are installed on gimbal mounts. One is located, it's below the cockpit. It can be controlled by a pilot or the support station. We'll be taking a look at the support stations after we land here. There's 2 man turrets. One's on the top, one's on the bottom, and they have deadbolt 4 ballistic cannons. And then the last one is located on the tail, and it's got 2 M5A laser cannons. So this ship also comes with a couple of size 4 missile rack hardpoints that can be outfitted with the Mike Sierra Delta 442 missile racks. So you have a total of 8 size 2. So for power plant, it's size 2. You have 2 of those. You have 2 coolers, 2 shield generators, and they're all size 2. You have a size 2 quantum drive, and you have 4 main thrusters, 8 maneuvering thrusters, and once again, tons of weapons. One of the things I like about this ship is that, and you'll see towards the end of the video, you're able to actually lay down and then log out. And for those of you who are not familiar with that functionality, it basically allows you to spawn anywhere you want in the universe with your ship. So it's kind of a nice feature to have, especially if you're maybe doing a difficult mission. So the ability to log out in your Redeemer is nice. But just take a look at this. Just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? I'm always kind of shocked by the amount of detail on these ships. I mean, you can kind of walk around this thing and just look at the detail, and the weapons just look nasty on it. It really does. They are just nasty looking. But the reflections off the hull, the windows, there you can see the turret underneath the cockpit. Just tons of detail everywhere you look. Really beautiful, really well-modeled ship. And unlike, for example, the Prospector, you don't die trying to get out of the cockpit. I guess I chose a bad time to be walking around this ship because it looks like we have a windstorm coming in, so it's making it a little bit difficult. But as you can see, the ship is super detailed. You ingress, egress in and out via the ramp, and that is how you get into the ship. And as soon as we can muster up the strength to go up the ramp here in the windstorm, we'll take a look inside. Notice the wheels on the landing gear. It's not a strut. So as far as I know, this is the only point where you can enter and exit the ship, is via the ramp in the rear. So as we walk in, you'll see the beds. That's where you can log out. To enter the top deck, you go up the ladder here, and then you have, looks like 4 jump seats. There's going to be some storage, and then as you enter the top portion of the ship, I've opened up all the doors that you can open for storage, and you can see the ship's components there. So the quantum drive, coolers, etc., shield generator. But they've done a really nice job of modeling all this. It just looks great. So back to the 4 jump seats again, and then as we go towards the cockpit, we'll have 2 more seats, and those are for the remote turrets. And you can see here, this looks like storage to me. Comment below if I have that incorrect. Really beautiful. Obviously, it's got a military feel to it. That's where you enter the bottom turret, is where we're walking right now. But then the 2 remote turrets, you can enter the seats here. And this one happens to be for the rear remote turret. And notice how the display panel kind of slides out. You power it on, and then once you hit the enter remote turret, everything kind of fades out. And if it works anyway, there you go. And then we're in the rear remote turret. So this is what it looks like, and I have some kind of strong feelings about player manned turrets on ships. I mean, I own the Hammerhead. I also own this ship with LTI, and I just don't know if there's going to be a ton of gameplay where people are going to want to sit in these remote turrets and shoot at things, especially when you're in a dogfight and you're doing all sorts of maneuvers, and the player may only have a second or two to fire the remote turret before, the target's out of the rotational range of the turret. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Comment below. Let me know what you think. That one's for the front remote turret, and as you can see, super smooth, pretty cool. Maybe somebody would want to do that style of gameplay, but I always want to be in the pilot seat myself. So that's the remote turret functionality inside the Aegis Redeemer. And now we're going to go check out a little bit of the cockpit. So the pilot seat, it slides back, has a really nice animation here. Look at the detail on the pilot seat. I mean, just everything is incredibly detailed. The floor, fire extinguisher, really well done. Displays on this ship are nice. Still, the right bottom display was a little bit buggy for me, but overall, really nice, easy to read, easy to access displays. And you would have to make up your own decision on whether you buy this for real money, but is the ship worth owning? I would say most likely. I haven't done any actual combat in it yet. Some people have been criticizing me because I provide lots more energy to the shields, which I always do when powering up the ship, because I don't want to take off with my shields down. So I basically allocate more power to the shields, and then when we take off, I'll kind of split it even between the engines and the shields, just in case somebody starts shooting at me. But just look at the detail on the outside of this ship. It's just absolutely amazing. And they put a treat in here for us when we take off. We put the landing gear up. Take a look at the propulsion system and how that all comes together. Just amazing. Now, I had a mouse glitch here, which almost put me in the ground, but fortunately I caught it beforehand. So that is a quick tour of the Aegis Redeemer. As always, if you like the videos, like and subscribe, leave comments below. I'm always welcoming feedback. And I would highly encourage you to check out this ship if you can in 3.15.1 and then make a decision on whether you want to buy it. In the meantime, we're going to log out for today, and we'll see you again soon.